search box, and I made that bubble pop up. Let me go to the website. Show you what I'm talking about.
Hello, what program are you using?
VS Code for you mean this one?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's VS Code. Are you do you join us a little later on, or you don't have VS Code yet?
I don't have VS Code yet.
Okay, so just go to Google and type VS Code, VS and Victor. It's free. Just download it on your machine, and then I'll show you how to use it. Um, how to do it briefly. We're a little bit past that point now.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, so,
Or you said BS code?
yeah, VS Code. VS and Victor S code. So yeah, we were making these last time, right? So these pop-up bubbles when you hover over these two right here. So these have an extra step. So let's get started with those first. But we have a little bit of time to do other stuff later.
I don't see how to download the VS code here online.
Okay. So let me show you. So just type VS Code in Google, and then it's from Visual Studio. You can click right here, download it, or when you come in, it's the one with the so you cannot miss this this icon that says Visual Studio Code. That's what VS Code stands for. And then you pick your machine. If you have Mac, Windows, or Linux, you have to download the Debian and install it there. But I'm pretty sure you have Windows or Mac, right? And then just download it. It's free, and that's it. And then I'll show you how to. Um, uh, I'll send you the Discord channel. I put the files that we're working on there last week, so you just have to download them, open them, and or I'll put the ones that I have right now because I have a little more stuff added to them. So yeah, but yeah, you can just go to the Discord channel and you can get it from there too. So they're here and in the general chat. 100%. My chat's not coming up. Is the is can the chat be disabled or something? Vanessa? Yeah, I keep clicking on it, but nothing shows up.
On the chat?
Yeah, I keep trying to open it, but oh, there we go. Now it came up
Okay.
because I was sleeping. All right, so I put the Discord link in the chat, and then when you sign up, make an account, or just add that server, and then in the general, you will find the files that we're working on right now. Not sure what you for. It's right here. This three for index HTML, my CSS, and my JS. So there's three files. I'm gonna pin them to. So Okay, so they're right out in there. And you can get it from there after you download the VS Code. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so to make these, we're gonna start with a regular, um, uh, like a regular div, as we always do. Um, I I turned them into a class. So since there's a few around right here, we have two, but I saw a little bit more in other places. So we're gonna make a class called Common Bubble. That's what I named it. You can name it whatever you want.
It's a bit kind of confusing when when yesterday it was like very fast. Like you can't. So wait. So what I'm saying right now is like to be honest, like it seems like you're going too fast to the point where like, it's difficult to keep up with what's going on.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, that's why I tell you guys. You gotta ask me questions. Like, do not be afraid to stop me. Because if you don't say anything, then I assume that you know what's happening. Um, no one's gonna um, give you anything for asking a question, or no one's gonna hate you or anything for it. So you can just stop me and ask me, even 10, 20 times. Doesn't matter. That's what I'm here to do. And the more I explain it, the more I learn it too. So I won't mind explaining it over and over again. Um, so what did you have problems from last week? Like, give me an example. Hello? You're muted.
Yes.
Yeah, you were muted before. I couldn't hear you. So you were saying you were having some trouble with the stuff from last week.
Yes,
Could
definitely.
like what? Like, give me an example, or is it just today?
No, first of all, like the one for the blue box is like I don't know how to do that still
Here?
because like it's like very confusing when
Okay,
you when the way you like just try to when the way you just showed it.
okay, no problem. So which part? Like, tell me what you understand
I'll just
first.
screen share it.
Okay. Yeah, just tell me first, like, what you do understand, and then I can target the parts that are confusing.
I'll try, but like it's more better to show it because I don't know how to explain it.
No, yeah, go ahead, no problem. You know what?
Like share it.
Yeah, let me stop mine. All right, there you go.
Alright, so basically the problem I'm having is like it's always it plays this,
Okay, you got it.
and I don't. Yeah, it's like it's always displayed this, and I don't know how to like move it like onto the actual box. Right?
Okay.
Like I think it's somewhere around like this around here. Yeah, somewhere around
Um,
here. That's the problem here.
could be. Let's take a look. Let's see. So the first thing we gotta do is uh,
I do have the search bar right here though. The problem is I don't know how to bring it up.
okay. So just put them side to side. Let me see. Like, the first thing that I always look at is like how you organize things, and
Yeah, I do organize it.
so what's the name that you gave the box?
The box? You mean the main con?
Yeah, like the blue box. What's the name for it?
I need to check one. Something about first line. I call
Okay,
it
great.
first line.
All right, first line, great. Okay, so we have that, and then we have the first link, and then the drop down, the second link. Okay, perfect. All right, so first, I like to look for ending tags that are not supposed to be there. So for now, let me see.
Yeah, they always highlight. Luckily.
Yeah. So do you see on line 26?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
right
see
here.
how? Yeah. Do you see how there's a
Oh
div
yeah,
tag
I
right
see it.
there? Yeah.
So this you move it
So
down and
yeah, I just deleted it because I see the other one right there. So that's fine. All right. And then the third one also on line 36 has another one. No, 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 no. Did
oh
you put
yeah,
it?
always. Yeah, I need to put it more
Wait,
here.
wait a second. Did you put that one that you just deleted on line 48?
No, I put it in line 45. Did I have to put it in line 48, like below it? I think I must
Yeah.
have forgot to do that.
Just delete it, yeah, because you already had one there on line 35, so you don't need it. You didn't need it on line 26. You just had an extra one, pretty much.
So remove the one from line 36 then, right?
Yeah, that one. I'll get rid of that one too. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
So remember what I said about the comment thing,
Yeah,
like when you put the comment at the end, because it seems insignificant. Like, oh, just a little comment, but
yeah. No, no,
look
no.
at it.
And I know it works, but like I just need. I sometimes usually want to have it memorized.
No, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think for the problem here, I think I forgot this like no div tag for this one. Wait,
Um,
actually it does have one. Hold on.
mhm.
Problem is, I don't know where it is. Wait, no, never mind. There is.
Yeah,
There's like
that right,
like a line.
line
Yeah, there's
18
a
also
line for
looks like a
line.
problem. Yeah. Or oh
Oh
no,
wait,
you deleted the ID. Oh no, no.
I put ID on unordered list because
Okay.
like it doesn't work for like when I put it on div.
Get rid of that div, line 18.
All right,
Hmm.
all
Okay,
right.
now look at it like okay, so you have one. So this is my reasoning. So line 16 should end on line 25. So you should have an ending tag for line 16 on line 25.
See,
Yeah, so you close it there. All right. So then you keep looking. You
one.
see, you go from the outside inside.
Put it here,
So
right?
that
I
yeah.
already put it
So
this way.
now you look again. So P doesn't need it. All right. So you don't need it. And then the UL. Um, if you want to put on I used one, if you want to do it like that, you
Oh,
can go
hold
to.
on. I think yeah. I think I really have to do is like remove some of this.
I think you have
Oh,
that
I
there because I used one
wait
before. Yeah.
wait. I forgot. I think yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I think I forgot to put another one here.
Right. Exactly. Hmm. Yeah. So always make sure like every change you make,
Yeah, I think yeah.
like you do
Yeah,
it
right
once.
here is fine now.
Hmm.
I think it's
Let's
fine.
see. Uh,
Well, the good news, it did made it organized. Although this could wait. No,
there's
that
another
doesn't
one
work.
missing. So put another one under line 46.
Line 46.
Yeah. Go down and put another one.
Oh, I see it. Like, does it have one right here?
No, that's different.
You,
That's a different thing. That's a different div.
you sure? Because like it's
Hmm.
highlighted to connect them. It's like, it's already connected though.
Because this is the search bar. The search bar is not part of the first line. The search bar is part of the third line actually. See, the first line is that blue box. The second line is the logo, and then a few
Yeah,
buttons.
I don't get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So where do I put the closing tip? Oh, never mind. I should actually put closing tip right here,
Hmm. Yeah,
and then that
that
might
would do it.
work.
Yeah, and then fix line 24.
Line 20.
Yeah, you gotta put a more than less than sign in front of that slash right there on the UL. That broken UL tag, line 24.
Oh, I see it. I never knew that.
Yeah, and then you can leave the empty div tag that was there. That's fine. Surrounding the UL.
It's yeah. It was able to fix. It was able to be fixed, but the problem is that you can't move it up.
Yeah,
Maybe it's placed in a certain position. I think that's the problem. Maybe somewhere like CSS.
Yeah, the CSS. What also? We'll fix in the CSS. But yeah, the first thing was just to look at this, and right now, yeah, it looks fine. But yeah.
All right. Should I just stop sharing?
Let's see. Yes.
I can probably fix that
Okay.
placement there.
Yeah. Did it go up like mine, or still on the side?
I'm sorry, Hector.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a meeting soon. Later. I'm later gonna have a meeting soon. Just to make sure. The heads up.
All right. So we'll continue that. All right. So everything's good so far. Okay, what were you saying, Vanessa?
Sorry, I thought you had a question about the screen sharing, about your screen sharing, if it was showing or not. But it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just clicked on it. Hopefully it doesn't disappear today, so we'll be okay. All right. So where were we? Okay. All right. So I added uh, a few things. So to make the bubbles appear on this, we're gonna use label tag. Um, it's just easier um, for the positioning, for like positioning reasons, and also we'll be able to style it um, in the way that we want to. So the label tag works better. So we make label tags for each link. So in this case, we have the p tag of how it works, which we can see here. So the way the label tag works is we give it a for attribute, and then that for attribute has to have the ID of whatever we're trying to target. So in this case, the p tag of how it works, and the ID it's the text. Okay. Then we just give it an ID so that we can also use it. So that we can use this particular um, bubble. In this case, I want to say when I hover this um, link, only show me this one. Because right here I have a class, and that class is just to make the look of all of the bubbles, all the common bubbles that are gonna show up all over the website. I can just reference that class that I would have already made, which I'll show you in a minute. So so when I wanna just get that one, the ID, and then when I wanna tell her how it looks pretty much, you see I have it also here because I have another one on this side. So this one also has a different ID because I only wanted to show when I hover on this um, link. So they are different. They're not the same. Okay, so how do we take care of that in CSS? Okay, so the first thing is we use class selector to reference the common bubble template that we're gonna make. Um, and it's just gonna be a square first, and then we're gonna add that little triangle that points to the link up here, and then we can add the shadow and everything later on. So there's something called before and after. Um, so in this case, I only use one, the before, So that's just like an extra, uh, like an extra div for that div. So in this case, I make I make one, I make a box, and then I say before. So that's gonna give me like an extra element, which I can use that is attached to that element. So let me show you. So let me show you here. Okay. So this is the code that I used for um, the to make the before. Uh, I just made it into a little triangle, and I made it white, and then I just made it stick to the actual box. But you can turn this uh, into whatever shape, color, size that you want. Um, some people um, use it to make the comment the clouds. Like you can make many. You don't only have to make one. You can use as many as you like, and that's the same way that we use that we make the burger menu, hamburger menu too. So I want to start from scratch just so that you guys can see how it happens. Okay, so here I made a div that contains both of the stacks, um, the B tag, a label, and also the menu here, which goes inside of that. So I said make this whole div into I pretty much I didn't give it any width or anything. I just want anything that I put in here to show up. That's why this one it's only the size of the words that I'm putting in, and the size of I mean the length of whatever it is I'm putting in. So I'm gonna just copy this. Put it here. And see, now it's double. Now it grows. So I didn't have to like say, okay, this is 200 pixels wide, 500 pixels length. You know, I just you put the things that you need inside, and then it does the rest. So that's an auto width. Okay. The set index is just so that it's hidden until I come and then I hover over something, and then it shows me the menu. And the opacity is also to make it not visible. And here just some flexbox rules just to style it inside to make it into a column and to make it centered. This is not all over the place. Okay, and then but you know if you wanted to, you could always add your own background color. Let me just say blue, just for better visuals. So you see here, that's the actual box, the blue part, and then the white part. It's each of those elements that are inside of the UL here. So they're all white because I told them I specify later on the CSS to make them white. This here. So yeah, that's every list elements inside of the common bubble. Give it a white background. But I can also change it here too. So I can say take for blue. You see? So now they're all blue like that. And of course, you can do the same with the size. You can change its size, make it however you want. make it however you want it to look. Now the confusing part is the the before. Oh, here it is. Okay, so to use before and after, you just put it like that, like if it's a hover, you just say before or after. Before shows up before the box, and then after also shows after. So let's make an after so that you can see it. Uh, make it blue. All right, so you see here. Oh, this one is not very visible. Okay. So see it now. Everything's showing there. It's blue now. Let me change this. I'm not sure what show up. Something is covering it. Let's see it now. Disappear from there. The after is gonna show under. Let me get rid of some stuff. Still been covered. Okay. Can you see it here now? Right there, right under the box. Yeah, there's that blue little arrow. Um, so yeah, those also can be just styled as you want. So let's take that example and do something different with it. I'll make just a green box, just for visuals. So whenever you're gonna use it, also you have to say the content. Um, it's just an empty string, like just empty quotes like this, so that it knows that there's nothing to show, but just display as an empty container, pretty much. Um, Also, this CSS rules are what's making a triangle. So to make a triangle, um, you have to give it a width and a height of 0 first, and whenever you make just uh, one border up here, it's not gonna show up. So you need at least two. So in this case, let me show you one. It's a little too small. Okay. So you see now, I might make it even bigger. Okay. So if you see right now, it looks like a right triangle because I told it to make a left border and then a bottom border. So when you until you give it three borders, so that just means that the border is that big, and I can overlap with another border, and then it looks like a triangle. And if I just put all four borders, but I make the ones from the side invisible, then I'm gonna be able to see only the one that's coming from the bottom or the top, whichever one you choose, whichever one you want to point the triangle to, and then it'll look like a triangle. But that's an actual border. But that's the same thing as any border here. Like see this little lines under buying. That's what it is. It's just one of those lines. It's just so small inside of the div that it's so zoomed in that it just looks like a triangle. So what happens here is when I add a third line, See, now it starts to change. Now it's not a right triangle anymore. It's like skewing to the right a little bit. So if I come in here and I also make the right side the same size as the other two, then they can compete with each other, and um, then they'll look the same. So see here, now now it looks like an actual triangle. All right. In this case, we just have a really we just need a really small one on top to mimic that little pointer, like pointing us towards the link that we selected. Okay. So after that, we have to take care of the search bar. This one is really easy. We just need to grab a picture from one of the websites that provide free icons or free vectors or just like pictures in general. And you grab a magnifying glass that you like. Um, in this case, I'm using this one. I just found that on Google. I'll put it in the chat if you guys want to use this one too. Okay, that's the link for that picture of the magnifying glass. Okay, so after you have the picture, this is the syntax that you use to put it in. So you say background image, and then you specify it's a URL, and then inside of the parenthesis, you put the actual image address in there, and then it's gonna show a little bit different. So let me start from that as well. Okay, so it's probably gonna look like this when you guys put it in. That's the size that's the actual size of it. So it's gonna end and then it's gonna start again. So what you need to do for that one is say background repeat, and then you give it no repeat, and then it's gonna show up only one image. All right, so it's gonna look like that after you add that. After that, you have to play around with the size of the box. In this case, I say background size. I just gave it 50 pixels, and that looked fine for me. But you know, you can make it whatever size you want, or whatever size you think that's gonna match. That's gonna look good inside of the search box. Right? So then it's gonna look
Uh,
like that. Yeah,
I have a question.
sure.
So how did you make those code into the website?
Oh yeah, you're still okay. Did you go to the Discord and get the files?
No.
Go to the chat. I put in the chat. Let me see if I can also send them through the chat. I'm not really sure I could do that. Let me try. Do you have Discord, by the way?
No, I have to download it. I got a new laptop. I didn't download the Discord.
Okay, no problem. Let me see. I can send it to your email later. But for now, let me see. Maybe I can send it to you by email. What's your email?
Or you send me on the email?
Yeah, that way you can have them, so that we can continue.
Oh,
So
thank
you
you
can
so
follow along.
much. Thank you so much.
Put it in the chat. Yeah, the Discord. So we got Shabir.
I got it.
Yeah. You cannot hear me very well. It sounds a little low.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, someone said maybe they cannot hear me. Speak a little louder. Oh, okay. So yeah, the files are pinned in there. That's what we're using right now. Does it sound better now? Can there's a
So the in the web link or website link, there is the network ID, and why is it though? Like, sure, do we have to buy a domain name to creating a like to have
oh
the?
no, we're just using the the local machine for now. We didn't publish it yet. But yeah, I can show everyone how to do that later, like to deploy and stuff like that. And there's also a new website now. Like you just make an account and they give you your own
Okay,
domain and
and
everything.
the website we can be creating by HTML. Can we make it available on the Google?
Yeah, it's this one. This coom.com. You just come here and then you make a free account, and just as soon as you make the account, they give you a website that's available, and other people can add, and you can code in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And everyone can add to your code. They can change it. Whoever you give permission to. It's really
Oh,
cool.
so the code you are using to create this Carvana app, so I can copy and paste it and make my few changes and make it by my
Exactly.
own website, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So should I do it on the Coom or the VSS code you have sent me?
Well, they are just tools that you're using. So for now, we're just using it. We're just doing it here in the VS Code, because the VS Code is better. It has more tools. Um, it's just better for learning, and then it's just in your local machine. Like you don't gotta pay for anything. So all you gotta do is open those files in the VS Code, and then you open the file in your browser. There, in this case, what I did was I searched for HTML live server. When you open the VS Code, you're gonna come in here in the extension. See those little dot icon here with the little blocks?
Yes.
You click in here and then you search for the live server. And then you click on one, you install it. I already installed mine, so it says uninstall. But it's gonna say install, yeah. Once you install it, then just close that, and then you go to your HTML file, and then you're gonna right click, and then it's gonna say here open live server. So that's gonna open the browser for you, and then every time you save something in here, this is gonna change like mine. See, like whatever
Okay.
if I mess something,
So
yeah. and then I
Oh,
change
the
it.
code
See,
I
it
can.
changes right away. Yeah. And yeah. But yeah, you can do the same thing. You just have to save it and then refresh it. That would also work. I just did it like that because it's easier.
Also, if I click the open live server, so I can get a result right away. I can
Yeah.
see the result right away.
Yeah.
Uh, um, in this VS Code, is there any extension of C++ and Python also?
Everything you can dream of.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Everything's there. And this has also a terminal you can do here when you're using your code. You can deploy from here. You can run commands. You don't need a separate terminal screen. You run everything from here, and you can even connect to cloud deployment, AWS, Azure, and log into your CLI from here and deploy everything you want. You don't even need. Yeah, this does everything.
Oh, awesome,
Okay. All
awesome.
right. So where were we before? Okay. All right. So do you have it open now? Are you do you have this website running on your browser and the VS Code now?
Yes, I'm trying to log in. I'm trying to download it.
Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready. All right. So uh, oh yeah, we were here. Okay. So we had the icon. We made it the size that we wanted to, and we said no repeat. So if the image is smaller than the size of the element, it's gonna repeat because I just want to fill the whole element. But we just said here no repeat. We only want one, and we gave this specific size to the search bar. Here I use percentage because I wanted to change when the screen is changed. So if you see this, when I make the screen bigger, see everything moves smoothly and then grows or shrinks to a to a place that looks decent, instead of like being awkward and I gotta click everywhere to go and find something. And then the same thing, when I make it smaller, everything kind of like finds a little place to be. All right. So okay. So we added the size of the picture too, which is 50px. It knows 50px all around. Depends um, how uniform the size of the picture is. If it's like a rectangle, it might look a little different. But usually it calculates. If you give it one size, I'll try to do the same for the side for the other sides too. Then the other thing is I want to position the picture. So in this case, I'm gonna use background position. So background position is gonna target the picture that you put in the background. So the background image pretty much. And then I say left. I just want it all the way here. So just use that. All right. So you see now how it went down just a little bit. I was like almost up here. But when I said left, it centered it um, vertically as well as horizontal. All right. And now I added a little bit of padding because I just wanted to be to the right a little more. So I said a little bit of padding on the left. So that's gonna be right here, right, left, right, top, bottom. All right. And then the last thing is the font size is just for the letters that are here. Just to say something for the placeholder. Where you make a placeholder. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong thing. Okay, so the placeholder you added in the HTML. So this search bar here has a input type of text and a placeholder. So whatever you put in here in the placeholder attribute, that's what's gonna show up in here. And then when you type, it disappears. Right? You can also give it any color or size you want, any font type by doing it here. Say fonts, family, font, and or color, size, weight. That's for how bold it's gonna be. And yeah, you can just um, do it all from there after you add it. All right, see, it's changes any way you want. Okay, so um, let's go back to the pop-up bottles from before. Okay, so now we're gonna add the next one. It's gonna be for this part.
All those coders are in the HTML code, right?
Say that again.
All those codes are in HTML code, right?
This one, yeah. This one's the HTML index.html.
Okay, all of
We
them,
haven't. Mhm.
all of them are are in HTML, right?
Yeah, most of them are here. We did make a few changes since I've sent it. Let me just send this one again so that you have the most so that you have the most fresh one.
Okay, and I got the thing. I got it.
All right, put them again in the Discord. So those ones should have the changes that I made so far, and probably a little more that I didn't show yet. So let's see. Okay, so same thing again. Um, just to add it to something else is very simple. I just give it a different ID. In this case, um, they are different. This one says um, common bubble for HIW, and then this is the HIW tag, and here it's the tag it's AC because this how it works. And about Carvana, I just um, I just made the I just made it smaller, just paraphrasing it. Forgot the name of that. And you just give it a new ID. Um, I just did that so it's easy to remember. You can name it whatever you want, and that's pretty much it. You copy the same thing, and you add the new ID, and then you go to the CSS, and then you say um, when I hover the text, I want that specific bubble to show up at that place. In this case, when I hover the text of AC of about Carvana, then show me the common bubble of about Carvana, and same thing with the other one. Where that go? Here. So how it works? Text hover, show me show me the common bubble of how it works. So it's the same thing. You just do it separate. You don't do it with a dot because that's for class. Then what that's gonna do is you're gonna hover over one, and then all of them are gonna show up. You don't need that. You only need one. Yeah. Any question?
Yes, so the index HTML is the for the code, right? And my CSS for the configuration, the color, and the settings, right?
The CSS. Yeah.
And what is that my.js.js?
The
The
JS. Yeah,
Node.js?
we haven't we haven't used that one yet. That's for like the behavior. Like when I click on something, what's gonna happen? For example, if someone's looking for a car, right? we're gonna make a pretend database. Like we're gonna make an array with a lot of cars, a lot of colors, a lot of prices, and then we had to make um, some kind of algorithm or something very simple. Um, so how it's gonna search? Like, okay, find me this kind of color, this kind of make. Okay, do you have it? It's gonna be this much, and that kind of thing. It's something very simple. So we're gonna do that in the JS. Like, for example, in here, when you type something, it's gonna grab whatever you type. Like if I type Honda, so the JS is gonna say, oh, they type Honda, search Honda in the array, and then it's gonna show me all the Honda cars that we have and the colors, and then that's gonna show all the Honda cars here instead of just this blue one, right? It's
Gotcha.
gonna show the different prices, everything. So yeah, the behavior is gonna be here in the JS. But yeah, we haven't done much on this page yet because we just want to build it first, and then we can after we have the all the images in place, all the
Okay.
after it
And
looks good, yeah.
yes, and can you show me like let's say um if I click on a specific code, can it show me like where I'm where is the part of the in the website?
Or like inspect it like that.
Yes, yes, inspected like that. Like if I touch the specific code, it sends me that you're in that part of that code.
Yeah,
So
you can
that
just come in here. You can press F12 or right click inspect, and then when you click here, you see this little arrow with
yes.
this screen here. When you
Mm.
click on that here, then it gives you a different view. You see, it shows you the size of this. I
Mm.
use that for like media queries to say like when the screen is bigger than this, change, make something smaller, you know. And then if you come in here and you touch anything, it's gonna tell you how it's made, the size, everything, what it is, yeah, like that. So see here, like for example, um, it's telling you here the color. Um, it gives you the tag, the name that I gave it. It's just a P tag. It's called AC text. It's the margin is 16 pixels. That's Time New Roman font and all of that. You can get that there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and
the,
here you can also debug it too. Like later on in JavaScript, we'll learn that we'll use like console.log for things that are not working, and they're gonna show up in here, just like when you print stuff in C++ and Python. Like,
okay. And to see a live website according which we have been doing in a code, we have to see the live view, right? You, you
yeah,
show.
we can do that too. Yeah, I'll show you a few ways. I you can do it. Yeah, you can host it somewhere. GitHub has free pages. You can do it on GitHub for free. Like the one that I told you about before, Coom. That's also a free website. It gives you one free domain when you start. And yeah, there's a lot of ways you can do
Okay.
it. All right. Okay, great. So let me put some color there and we'll take it out. All right. So yeah. So now the bubble looks very a little similar to the one on the website. We can either add some more color or a shape, however you want it. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now, just to sake of time, just for sake of time. So I'm gonna move on to the buttons here. Let me see. I don't remember how they look like. Go to the website. A few seconds. Okay, so yeah, they're just very simple buttons. They just look like regular squares, and then you can click on them, and they take you to another website, to another part of their website. In that case, yeah, we just make them look like that, and we don't need to link them to anything yet. There's this part here too. They added in the results. Um, that we can do with the JavaScript. That's easy to do. Alright, so let's add here. Okay, so the more you open the website, the more show up.
What class, you have social studies, can you connect to your Google?
So what they did also, it's a lot of the stuff that they already have, like the search, they just replicate it everywhere for some reason. I guess just to give you like more options to do. Let's see. We're not gonna go into all of that. That's gonna take a long time. Or we'll make something similar to this, just to have it. All right, so let's just make the buttons for now. I'm gonna go here. I'll just use divs again. They seem to have some stuff inside, so we want to be prepared for that. That's why I like to use divs. You know, if there's something that you don't have in there and it shows up later on, all you have to do is add it in the div, and then you're done. As opposed to adding some other tag and then having to keep surrounding them by div tags as you go, and then you lose it. Alright, so that was right under the search bar. So search was in second layer. Okay, search was here. Oh, I already made one. Let's see. Okay, so this payment and price is one of them. Alright, so we have the first one there. Let's just copy that. And they all have like a little arrow after. That's why I'm copying them. I already have a little arrow there, and then I can just make that arrow look the same, and then add it on all the div tags so that I can have that functionality going. Or I can even turn it into like the same thing that I did with the comment bubble. I can just say like arrow button, you know, like whenever they click on it, like there's a little drop down of some sort, and then I can just do it like that. Okay. I'm gonna have to get another picture. Sometimes the websites, when you grab certain pictures, I don't know what they do. If they remove it, or if they don't give you enough, if they only give you a certain time to use it. But sometimes it will disappear. Like one day you just come in and and then the picture's not working anymore. So you just have to like grab a new one, or if you buy it, then it's always gonna be there. You won't have that problem. So we have make and model, we have body, we have price and payment and price. So what's it, Sakib? Do you get it to work? Do you have it open, or are you still having troubles with
Yes,
it?
I opened it. So you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll help you a little bit. Who else had a little bit of trouble? I remember somebody else.
Okay, sure. After you finish, please let me know so I can
Yeah.
get some few outline of that so I can practice home by my own.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. All right, so let's just put those three for now. We can add some later. It doesn't matter what their names are. Okay, and then let's do the class that we talked about. So, um, arrow button, I guess. Let's go arrow button class. All right. Put this on the wrong place. There, here. Okay. All right, perfect. And then later on, we can give each an ID, like, because they all have like different stuff inside, or not. Like, we can just do the same model. I don't know, maybe a search bar or something, and then give them all like different information to search, instead of like something different for everyone. They're just so many little things, you know. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with that. Okay, and now we have to style them. Let's see. I think I'm missing it somewhere. Yes, yes. Oh no, that's good. It's here. All right, perfect. So we go to the CSS, find some space, and we have a class of arrow button. Okay. Let's see. We'll give it a. I think we'll give it a percentage width of maybe 10%. It's okay. Yeah, that's about maybe a little more. Let's see. Make it big. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe like 15% there. And the height. It's
Oh, I
gonna
had
be, yes.
wait. Is it? I think there's a easy, better way to do this. Maybe you can like have them be specific for his individual ID, and then have it float to the left for all three of them.
Well, say that again.
Maybe instead of class you can have the three of them have its own individual ID name, and then have them be floated to the left so that way it'll be centered.
Oh, you mean like this? Let's see.
Yeah,
So,
for
ID.
example, yeah, ID, and then like maybe arrow button 1, 2, and 3, and then have all three of them like float to the left so that way all three of them can most likely be like centered.
Okay.
while at the same time being like in the same position.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. So we have 2 and 3. Okay. Like that.
Yeah, like that. That can work. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
You can also
The
have them be centered too. Like maybe
yeah. The
like margin margin auto maybe.
yeah. Margin auto.
But why wouldn't you give them a second class instead of having to write 3 different IDs? If you're setting them off to do the same thing.
You want to answer
It's
that?
maybe I mean that can work, but that's like what like it depends though if you want to like have a certain individual one be like if you want it to be like you want them to be like all the way to the left or all the way to right. So you basically modify them individually if you wanted to, but that can work too.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's
Both
all
are
about the
good.
experimentation.
Yeah. Both are good. The only difference is your way. See it. See how much code I have already. So let's say I gotta do. I only have 3 here, but the actual website has a little more than that. Then it was like 6 or 7, or every time you open the website, I grow like more come out, right? So imagine you gotta do all of that. Imagine you have to do all this for each of them. Then you gotta come in here and do it for all of them one by one, and then you have so much code to keep track of, and then that could create a little bit of problems if there's a div missing, if something is missing there. When you can also just do it here, like um, you don't even need much code. Just need one line like this, and see, and then they're already uh, being displayed however you want, and or you can do this even to split them further apart. See, and then they're already doing that, as opposed to adding them all separate. Um, I was gonna add a separate ID to each, but that was to add the things that come out of them. Like you see when I click here and look at this one, they are different, right? That's the only reason why I will create an ID for that. But for the idea of the class is that they all look like this. So you wanna tell the class, okay, they all look white. They all look square like this. They all have a radius of 5 pixels here in the corners. They all have this font. They all have a little blue arrow that when you click on it, it changes the direction to know that I clicked on it, and then it like shows something on there. Then an ID, you want to take care of this stuff that looks different. That's the difference. But yeah, good thinking. I like that. I like that you're questioning it, that you're playing with it. That's how you learn. You mess it up, you make it look ugly, and then you build it up and you put it back how it was. You make it look good again. So yeah, that's good. All right, where was I? I got a little lost. Good. Put that in there. Okay. All right. So yeah, we just keep this 3 for now. And what did I say? Oh, the width was 15%. Okay. they have a little like grayish border on them. Uh, maybe like 1 pixel or 10. Solid. Yeah, then that should do it. Yeah, just like that. Okay, and then it's like a little rounded. It's not very square. So the border radius, let's say 5px. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Um, Make them just a little bit bigger. Some of the letters are not fitting inside. Yeah, a little more. Just 25. Okay, perfect. All right, and then we are gonna style everything that's inside of them. In this case, we have a p tag and a little image. So let's say display um, inside of um, inside of each. Let me see if that's correct. If that's a correct class, yes it is. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. So in here, oh, we already have flex. So we just need to say um, center. That's horizontally, and then this is vertical, line item, and then center too. All right, so everything is in the center now. Looks okay, and let's go add the little icon, arrow icon.
You just take the ID of it, right? Like the
For
image
which
ID
one?
or image address, and then just move it and just copy and paste it, right? For the image address.
Oh, the image address. Yeah, yeah. You put it here.
Oh, okay.
I put here already. You have the p tag, and then I also have the image inside the p tag. I just put it there just so it's more convenient. I think that could have. I'm gonna take it out later. Sometimes there's some problems with that. So, but for now it's okay. So we just grab any tiny arrow. Oh, this website has to sign up for it. It's not free.
Oh, by the way, quick question. So
Mhm.
for like so so for the arrow buttons with the div class, do we just turn them to buttons, right?
All about celebrating.
Say that again.
We just turn them as buttons, right?
Yeah, we treat them a button. All you gotta do if you have a div, and then you
Yeah, I
say,
do have the div.
yeah, like any div, you can turn it into a button. You just have to say like on click, and then you give it a function, or
Oh yeah, on click
yeah, yeah.
click
You
based
gotta
on like
do,
based on the name of the command, and then you
yeah,
go to JavaScript
yeah.
and then do function the name of the way
Yeah.
you want it, if it's
There's an
function.
easier way with CSS too. You can do it with a checkbox. In this case, since it's just a little triangle, I'm just gonna skip the icon, and I'm just gonna make it myself. So I made a little triangle before. I'll show it again. Then that'll make sense. So let's see here. Let's okay. So I'm just gonna get rid of the image that I put in there, and I'm gonna create before or a p tag. After or p after, yeah, and after. So let's see. Boom. Okay, so the afters are gonna show up here, right? It's after the p tag. It's gonna show up here, and then you make that other CSS. You go here. So how do we do that? So let's see. Did I give it a name? No, we can we can give it an ID, or let's see. I think Yeah, let's just do it through the class on the natural selector. Might be easier. Okay, so R button P before, no, after. Okay, and then the contents that should be empty. Like that. Okay, and let's black. Oh, black right away. Let's just see if it shows up. Okay, the width. It's gonna be always 0. The height is gonna be 0 because I'm just gonna use the borders. I'm just gonna use borders to make that triangle. So let's see. All right, so I'm gonna start. Just gonna make it facing down first. So I'm gonna use the top border and the side borders. So I can even use this one that I have here. Okay. So let me see here. All right. So when you add two, I should show this one. Okay. All right. So this is what we have. I'll make it bigger. Okay. All right. So this is saying this is a left border of a box, and that's imagine just like this is a wall, right? So let me put all four. One second. Okay, real quick.
Wait, hold on. When you mean by transparent, do you mean like having it be like be like at a different angle?
No, transparent means no color.
Oh,
Like translucent, yeah, like plastic, like like see-through.
I see. Although it's
Like
kind of confusing how like a triangle can be made like that.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. It's a little tough. Um, yeah, but once you see the border, like how the border makes it, then you'll understand. That's what I'm trying to show here. Let me see. It's not like here. Okay. All right. So this is all four sides, 50 pixels, right? So oh yeah, let me give it a. Oh my show this. I have to. Let's do it. should be it. Okay. Okay, it's really small, but can you see that line here in the middle? It's like black. So, oh, it disappeared. Wait, can you see it here now? That's that little line in the middle. It's really tiny. Like that's the space. Like imagine the borders being so big that they're touching each other almost, and then you can only see like that much of the background, like that little line there. So imagine this border being like that, like diagonal, like it's like the way that is that is touching that line. It's like this. Like this is a bottom border.
Wait, so what does the content do then? Wait, never mind. The content is just the words you put in,
Contest
right?
cut is just saying empty. Like this is a thing, but it's empty. Don't put nothing inside of it. Yeah. Like I
Oh, I
wanna
see it.
shape
Okay.
it myself. Yeah. So yeah, just look at the shape. See how this makes sense? Like this triangle with this trapezoid here, and then another triangle here, and then another trapezoid here. Then they make that box together, right? So what if I make this invisible and this invisible? Let's take a look at that. Let's
Oh, I
see.
think I got it.
You got it right. So if you make this, and this invisible, then you got a triangle here. Then you got a triangle looking up.
So
Then if you
basically, the
make this
concept
one,
builds in. So basically, the concept just builds in the color inside, except when it's transparent, it removes that, and then like
exactly,
you got
yeah.
the other one, right?
There you
I
go.
see.
Yeah, like I can say like, yeah, make this, and this disappear. Then I'm gonna have this triangle pointing down. And yeah, that's it. It's simple, but it's hard to show, yeah. Because yeah, I'm sure like on YouTube there's a video. I'm sure if someone looks real hard, they'll find one. I don't know if someone made one like that yet. But yeah, in this case, we want to make one that's pointing down first. So what we have here is we have a bottom one. So we want top. All right. So we have the sides. Perfect. Perfect. And we need to change the bottom for the top. So we need left, right, and top, and we make them all sides equal, so that the triangle looks uh, on the same side. And this is not blue. This is also transparent. All the sides are transparent except the top. So the top is blue. All right. Let's see if that works. All right. And there's something missing here. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can get on there. All right. So there. See how that showed up? So that's what we need. And then we don't need any I don't need any sides up here. The width and the height is 0. Alright. And we can also get rid of that background color. And there we go. We get 3 arrows. And then we can put a checkbox. We can actually make a checkbox that when you click on it, then the it's gonna show you a menu, and then the arrow is gonna like rotate up. It's gonna rotate 180 degrees, and then that's how they get that. That's how they get that little animation going. So let's see. I'll move it a little bit to the side. Okay. All right. So we can take care of the the arrow and the name here with the flex box too. So we go in here and make sure they're all aligned. We can also say, let me try this one, baseline here. Okay. But then because of the size of the arrow that we cannot see, it's not going down. That's not the one. Okay. Then there's one more thing to try. You guys see, oh yeah, this one. We can try margin top first. See if the margin top brings it down a little bit so that it's in the middle. Let's see. Oh, also, let me try inherit and let me try this first. Position, inherit, and then change this to baseline. And that almost worked. It's not perfect. No, didn't work. All right, so now we can just add a margin here, margin top. Let's start with 5 pixels. Go a little more. All right, so that's not working for that part. Let's say positions absolute. Then we can move it around as we please. So that was too much. So maybe 15, 10, 6. All right, that looks all right. We can do it like this too. So, what was that on the top? Okay, so top, right 0, bottom 0, and then we want it to be separated a little bit from the name. So we give it a left of, let's just say 5 pixels. All right, and that's okay. So what I'm on. All right, and change the size. Maybe say auto full size. Since I all right then. That's fine then. Yeah, for these when you're using the after or before, they don't work like a regular diff when you're using the flex box. So then you have to restore to margin and that kind of thing. If we had an icon, then we can just do it with the regular dips like we do everything else. Put this here, and then with JavaScript, it will flip up, and we can just have the name like in the middle or on the side. this is just another way also that it's easier to do things that, you know, if you don't want to have a picture in there, and I guess a little bit complicated. Yeah. The next thing is we need to put this, uh, we need to style this based on that third line. So we have to go to that third line. Yeah, the third line button is on the center. And we also want them to be separated a little bit. So we're gonna say justify content and then space around, just like that. Or we can say between, so that looks a little bit more uniform. Okay, so yeah, that works a little bit. Yeah, so if we were, oh, so let's add a wrap. So we're gonna say flex, wrap, wrap, do the wrap. That way when we add more buttons, um, and then we make the website bigger or full size, they can grow, shrink, or fit more in there, and that. For now, just like that is fine. Okay, and then let's take care of the footer. We only have 15 minutes left. Is everybody okay? Does anybody need help? I can spend the last 15 minutes. Oh yeah, Sakib, yeah. You need help, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you can share your screen if you like. Let me stop mine.
Okay.
What about you, Evan? Everything okay? Or you have some questions? Was it a little bit fast, or was it better?
Yes. So you can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. So here's this code. So what if I want to see the live output like yours?
You right click on it in the middle.
This one, right?
Did you install it already? Yeah. Just type live server. Yeah. And yeah, you can click on enable right there. Yeah. Okay. And then go back to the top to the yeah. Go to your right, and then right click anywhere.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah. Just right click
Oh,
in
wait.
the middle of the page.
Okay, so I have a question. So like, what does Haxel do?
Well,
Does it like help the Haxel language? Like, what's the
Haxel?
difference? Yeah, Haxel.
Oh,
Like, what did
Hackle.
it do? No, Haxel.
Oh.
Like, there's an extension plugin for that. Like, what does it do for Haxel?
Let me see. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. You're gonna have to show me.
There's like an extension for like where there's a square box, and then like there's an option to where you can like add some extensions. I wonder if some extensions were like is a Haxel. Like, what does
which
it
one?
do
For the HTML or for what language?
for just generally?
Let me see.
Like,
How do you
does it do
spell that?
anything? H. Is it?
H-
Yeah, it's like HAXEL.
So I cannot find it on mine.
Oh, I think his name's. I think I spelled it wrong, but it's something goes by that name.
Oh, yeah. You
I
can
can
send
like
it to me on
I can just chat in Discord. Yeah.
yeah, on Discord, and I'll let you know.
All right.
So Sakib, just click right click in the middle of the code here. Just right click. Yeah, and then open live with live server. Share your screen because I can only see your VS Code. I cannot see the whole
Oh,
screen.
okay. Let me do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there's a language even called I think it's Haskell. I forgot.
Yeah, it starts with an H.
Haskell, yeah. I haven't really looked into that one.
Like I think it's supposed to be something like to help makes coding easier, like able to read something like maybe like certain like a color coded.
Oh, it says they use it for like automation. So I guess it's kind of like DOS and Windows. It's for like industry, network security and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a light, very it's like fast. Yeah, and yeah, they use it for like network stuff. It's not showing yet. Show it where it says like screen one or screen two. Usually it says something like that. So cute.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. And then did it open up the live server on the browser?
Okay, so my CSS is doesn't go with the live server.
No. You only use the index. Yeah, that's it. Because I already connected everything to this one. Yeah. You can like put them side to side if you want, so that you can like see the code and see the browser at the same time. Yeah. Oh no, it's Mac Magic. Yeah, sometimes a little bit difficult to do that.
You can see the screen, right?
Uh huh.
Okay, so that's the thing, right? So okay. So the document header main ID card. Okay.
Yeah. So at the top, what I did there, we added some Google fonts, and on line 6 and line 7, that's where it's connected to the CSS and the my.js file. So whatever you do here, they're connected, the three files. So whatever you do on any other files, it's gonna come back to this HTML one, and then yeah, and then the rest of that is the code.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So
Then on the CSS part, then we style everything. Um, uh, do you have the YouTube channel for the Coding Club?
oh no.
Uh, so I will share it on the chat. Then you can go and you can see what happened like on the first days.
Okay. So
Hmm.
I can change those, right? But I can like
Yeah, you change anything. Not, yeah, that's all the white stuff you can change it. Nothing will be broken. Yeah, just play with it. Yeah, play around with it. You know what I do? I always got something from my professors or someone else, um, and then I made a copy, and then I change it, and then I leave one without touching it. That way, if I mess it up, I still have it. I was the way that I was when I was working, and then then I go and play with it, and then I come back and learn like that.
gotcha.
Yeah. Now you have to save it. Yeah, and then I will change. Now you have to save it here. Yeah. It's called like Command S, and then you'll see a change right away in the browser.
Yeah, I can see the change.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay, great.
okay, here's the code and here's the style.
Right. Yeah, that's the style. Everything is in the CSS. That's for the looks. Yeah. And then the my.js, it's we're gonna go into it later, but yeah, all the behavior, what happens when you click here, when you click there, and so on.
Oh, okay. What is the YouTube channel of the coding club where I can see the first classes of that?
The check the chat box.
Okay.
Yeah, Vanessa. Yeah, Vanessa will share it in a little bit. Yeah.
When I stop recording at the end, I'm going to share it because I can't switch in between.
Got it. Okay. No problem. All right. Anybody else have any other questions?
There.